From April 27th to May 3rd, I joined Nefeli 9 retreats for a week-long wellness retreat in Dikastika, a serene corner of Greece just 40 minutes from Athens airport, overlooking the island of Evia. This wasn't just about fitness or food, it was a journey inspired by the Blue Zone's way of life. Here, the focus was on longevity through balance, movement in nature, nourishing meals, meaningful connection, and slow living. No rigid routines, just a gentle, sustainable path to feeling well in every sense of the word.
Hey guys, I'm here at the airport and I'm waiting for my friend to arrive now from Berlin, and we're starting a retreat, and this is my first time doing retreats, so I'm really excited about it. I look forward to welcoming you on this journey with me.
Once my friend Yana landed at Athens airport, we met with another traveler and began our journey to Dikastika, a peaceful coastal village just 40 minutes away. From the start, there was a calm energy in the group, as if we all knew we were about to step into something special. The Nefeli 9 retreat hosts small, intimate groups, never more than 8 people. It's this intimacy that sets the tone for a truly personal and restorative experience. There are 2 beautiful villas, Villa Nefeli and Villa Augustine. We stayed at Augustine, the one closest to the sea. My friend Yana and I each had our own cozy room, sharing a bathroom. Everything felt warm, simple, and thoughtfully designed. That evening we eased into the rhythm of the retreat with a gentle yoga session, an invitation to slow down and arrive fully. In order to respect the privacy of other guests, I have not filmed any of the yoga sessions. Over our first meal together, we met the rest of the group, strangers only hours before, now gathered like old friends around the table filled with wholesome food and good energy. The retreat had officially begun, and already it felt like home.
Good morning, guys. So it's the first day. I just got up. It's like 7:30 in the morning, and we're starting our morning with the yoga, and then we're going hiking to this temple. So it's super quiet here as people are still resting. It's a small group retreat. But let me show you the house. There's 2 houses, so let me show you one of them. So it's windy today, and it's a little cloudy. So they already laid the mats out for us. We usually do it outside, but because it's windy, we're doing that here. This is my mat from yesterday evening. I can't film the sessions for you because to respect the privacy of the other guests, as you understand. But let me show you the view, and there's the pool.
Our first full day at the retreat began just as gently as I hoped, with an 8:15 a.m. yoga session. The sea breeze, the quiet breath of morning, and that soft, mindful movement, it all set the tone for what felt like the beginning of something deeply restorative.
Gonna have my tea now before the yoga session.
After a nourishing breakfast, Greek yogurt topped with ripe fruit and crunchy granola, which our host Steph makes herself, we laced up our shoes and set off on our first hike. Our destination, the archaeological site of Rhamnous, a hidden archaeological gem just 15 kilometers away. The path led us through wild, wind-swept terrain where ancient myths and history whispered with every step.
We're hiking.
starting this hike, we're going to an archaeological site. But it's
excited, very windy.
Nestled in the valley of Limiko, northeast of Athens, Rhamnous once belonged to the Attis tribe. It was a fortified settlement strategically placed to guard the sea route between Attica and Evia. A permanent Athenian garrison once stood here, watching over grain routes and the coastline from its acropolis. Inside its mighty walls, the ancient city came to life. Homes, sanctuaries, a small theater, a gymnasium, even a sanctuary to Dionysos. Rhamnous was more than a military post. It was a living, breathing community. The ancient road that once linked Rhamnous to neighboring Demes was lined with imposing burial monuments. You could feel the reverence for legacy in every step, the echo of lives once lived in this windswept land. Then, as we reached the prominent rise, we saw the sanctuary of Nemesis, the goddess of justice, of divine retribution. Her temple once stood proud here, built in the 5th century BC in the Doric order, with 6 columns on its narrow sides and 12 on its long sides. The statue of Nemesis inside was said to have been sculpted by Agorakritos, a student of Phidias. According to Pausanias, it was carved from a piece of Parian marble that the Persians had brought, intending to erect a victory monument after the Battle of Marathon. But fate turned. The Persians lost, and Nemesis, goddess of balance and consequence, became their silent judge. Next to her great temple stood a smaller one, dedicated to Themis, the personification of divine law and order. This second temple served as a treasury, and inside it was found a stunning statue of Themis, crafted by local sculptor Herestatros, around 300 BC. By the end of 4th century AD, the rise of Christianity swept through their land. The statue of Nemesis was destroyed, the temples abandoned. Yet the ruins were never completely buried, always visible, waiting for stories to be told again.
Maybe a fox.
Is it a real one? Open the doors.
Yes.
Hi. Hello.
At the villa, we returned to a vibrant vegetarian lunch prepared by Anafi and Steph, shared stories, and let our bodies and minds rest. Day 3 began with a rhythm we were already starting to love, sunrise stretching gently into the morning yoga. There's something grounding about beginning the day in silence, with movement that's designed not to push but to realign. Irene's soothing voice and beautiful chanting set the tone for the rest of the day. Afterward, a wholesome breakfast awaited us. I really loved how beautifully everything was presented. Bowls of yogurt topped with fruit and seeds, fresh bread, herbal teas. These little moments of care made even breakfast feel like a ceremony. Today's hike started right from our doorstep. We followed the rugged coastline, the trail hugging the cliffs above the sea. The wind was strong, 6 on Beaufort scale, so each step had to be taken with intention. The kind of wind that demands presence and humbles you in the best ways. Our path took us towards Schinias National Park, one of Attica's last unspoiled coastal sanctuaries. Spanning 9 kilometers, the hike unraveled through landscapes rich in raw, elemental beauty. Pine trees twisted dramatically in the wind, their silhouettes etched against the silver sky. Waves crashed rhythmically along the rugged shore, and the salty breeze carried the kind of freshness that fills your lungs and clears your mind. Along the way, nature gifted us small, beautiful surprises, a chorus of seagulls overhead, and to our delight, a lone tortoise making its slow, deliberate way across the sand, a gentle reminder to move with purpose and to savor the journey. reached a beachside cafe where lunch was simple and fresh, just as it should be. Crisp salads, mozzarella sandwiches, and that salty sea breeze that somehow makes everything taste better. After lunch, we made our way back to the villa, letting the silence of the hike wash over us. Back at the villa, we rested, read, napped, wandered, until it was time for our evening yoga session. So we're going for yoga now, and
I just woke up from a nap.
and our hair is like all over the place because of the wind, but we're getting massages and we're very happy. We're
excited.
We're skipping yoga today because we were like, in for the massage, but it's okay. So see you later.
Hello! Are you sweetie? Hi there, what's your name? Yeah? It's like, I don't have anything to eat though. Oh,
Steph had arranged a wonderful massage session for each one of us. It was a perfect way to unwind and relax. By now, the rhythm of this retreat had begun to settle into my bones. Move, nourish, rest, repeat, and beneath it all, a quiet joy. Before started with a comforting scent of freshly baked banana bread. Steph had made a batch that felt like a warm hug from home, soft, sweet, and made with care. We were meant to cross over to Evia for our hike, but the winds had other plans. With ferries grounded, we shifted course and headed towards the slopes of Ymmitos Mountain instead.
Morning, guys. Today we were supposed to go and hike in Evia, but because of the wind, the boats were not going. So we came to the Ymmitos Mountain, which is like the central mountain in Athens. And we're hiking for about like 7 kilometers today. Let's go. Yay! So we're actually gonna see the Acropolis from the viewpoint. Let's go. So there's like a coffee shop in the middle, and we're gonna make a stop here. It's like a bridge, and careful. Yana, where are you? There you are.
here.
We're walking. Okay.
Ymmitos rewarded us with expansive views. Athens stretched out below us, and in the distance the Acropolis stood like a timeless beacon on the horizon.
So we can see the Acropolis from there. Not here. There.
Here.
Over there.
Oh no, it's like.
Yay.
Along the way, we passed the semi-ruined church of Agios Markos, known as the Franco Monastery, perched quietly on the hill just northwest of the Keseriani Monastery. Though time has weathered its stones, recent strengthening works completed in 2015 have carefully preserved parts of the western wall, 2 arches on the northern side, and the western dome. There was something reverent about standing there, a silent monument that has endured through centuries of change.
So guys, I wouldn't mind getting a group shot of everyone. I'll take it.
Archelos, our guide, was picking these little white flowers, which are actually wild garlic. Did you know that wild garlic grows and smells and tastes like actual garlic? After the hike, we drove to a traditional taverna tucked away in Keseriani. It was everything you hope for in a Greek meal, warm, welcoming, and full of flavor. We tried chickpeas with creamy feta, a hearty mushroom pie, and pork with leeks in a tangy lemon sauce. And of course, we toasted the afternoon with a glass of raki, fiery, smooth, and very well deserved.
This is another one. In Safeness, they do it in Is this pork quite common here?
Yeah, pork is quite common.
As the sun dipped lower, the sky bloomed in soft pinks and purples, like watercolors spilling across the horizon. We shared dinner under that fading light, with hearts a little more open, breaths a little deeper, and the world just a little quieter. Day 5 began with the comforting sweetness of oat and banana cake for breakfast, simple, nourishing, and made with love.
Harder to find here.
The really big ones.
Yeah, so I might find those.
As we left the villa and drove toward our hiking trail, the mood shifted. We passed through stretches of land, scarred by last year's wildfires. Once green and thriving, the mountain sides now stood blackened and still, reminders of nature's fragility and how quickly beauty can be undone. There was a quiet sadness in the air and a deep respect. Our destination was Penteli, the third highest mountain in the Athens region, rising proudly to 1,109 meters. As we climbed its rugged trails, a different kind of energy filled the air, one of resilience, of strength, the kind that only nature knows.
Sabi, say hello.
You've got 4 legs today.
Yay.
Good. You're organised.
Penteli's views were absolutely breathtaking. From its heights, the city of Athens stretched endlessly before us, framed by hills and the sky. But nature had one more challenge in store for us. Powerful winds sweeping across the ridge. We had to be extra cautious with every step, grounding ourselves against the force of the gusts, staying focused and aware.
Such a beautiful trail. How are you feeling?
Penteli is more than a beautiful mountain. It's a symbol of Athens itself. Its marble, brilliant and white, was the stone used to build some of the city's greatest landmarks, including the Parthenon. After our hike, we returned to a comforting lunch, zucchini pie and a creamy avocado pea spread. Later, we eased into a grounding yoga session and ended the day with a nourishing dinner. Our week-long yoga and hiking retreat was gently coming to an end. On our 6th and final day, the winds had calmed, the sky opened up, and the coastline welcomed us one last time.
So, final day 6, final hike, and it's a coastal one today, and apparently it's not as windy, but still. So let's go and explore today. There's Yana carrying her equipment.
Yeah, looking like a donkey, but part of the deal.
Yay!
Just running for fun. She's very strict.
Make yourself useful.
She's very strict.
We stopped at a small, secluded beach along the way, just to breathe in the fresh sea air, feel the sand beneath our feet, and soak in the moment. It was one of those quiet pauses that stays with you. The Nefeli 9 retreat is inspired by the Blue Zone's way of living, a philosophy rooted in the world's longest living and healthiest communities. Blue Zones are 5 regions across the globe, like Ikaria in Greece and Okinawa in Japan, where people live longer, happier lives, not because of trends or rigid routines, but because of how they live each day. In Blue Zones, movement is natural and frequent, walking, gardening, climbing hills, not forced or structured, but a gentle part of life. Meals are simple, fresh, and mostly plant-based, rich in legumes, seasonal vegetables, and healthy fats like olive oil. Meals are never rushed, they're shared, savored, and often served with a glass of wine and a good conversation. Other key? Purpose. People in Blue Zones wake up each day with something to care for, someone to love, and a reason to move forward. They stay socially connected through community, family, and friendship, and they know when to slow down, when to breathe, and when to simply be. Further along the trail, perched gracefully above the coastline, we passed a tiny whitewashed chapel dedicated to Saint Antonius. Built on the edge of a rock, it felt like a sacred watchtower between land and sea, humble, timeless, and full of presence. After the hike, we were welcomed at a local fish taverna set right by the water. We shared fresh fish drizzled in olive oil and lemon, crisp salads, and a golden homemade pie. The view, the flavors, the company, it was the perfect meal.
Schinias, she's called.
Oh, very fancy.
Well, just Coco for short.
Maybe she'll do the message.
Instead of green, like a spinach, but with long thin ponds rather than.
Oh, we love this green, don't we?
Stacey, I love you.
So guys, there are 3 fish.
Gosh.
Okay. I'm okay, thank you. It is a red food. Not the one we have. Can I serve people? Oh, yes, please. I can't guarantee there are no bones. Papa, want pizza?
No, the goat sugar.
Oh my god.
How are we feeling?
Stuffed. Hot stuff.
And ready for yoga?
No yoga right now.
For cardio.
No cardio. I had enough of cardio and yoga. Rest. No, that was good. No, but now after this meal, I don't feel like
We need a nap.
doing any down dogs or any dogs or anything. No cat cows, no nothing.
Yeah.
Just savasana. Back at the villa, we unrolled our mats outdoors for our final evening yoga session. There it was still, the light soft. Each breath was a thank you, each stretch a quiet reflection. It was the perfect way to close this chapter with clarity, gratitude, and grounded hearts. Day 7 was departure day. Some had already left in the morning, and there was only a few of us left. And we had our last final yoga session before sharing our final breakfast and heading back to our final destination. This week has been a beautiful reminder of how healing it is to slow down, to move with intention, to eat with joy, and to reconnect with both nature and yourself. A huge thank you to our incredible hosts, Steph and the entire Nefeli 9 team, for creating a space that feels both grounding and uplifting. Your care, energy, and warmth made this retreat truly unforgettable.
So it's our day 7.
And we've just completed our 1-week retreat with yoga and hiking. It was an awesome experience. I absolutely loved it, and if you haven't done it and if you love yoga and hiking, I definitely recommend you do this experience. And we had like such amazing diversity of hikes, which you saw in all this video. And thanks for watching, and if you liked this video, please like and subscribe and stay tuned for the next adventures.
Yay!
Really mess with this.
We're saying goodbye to our friends, Abby.
Honestly, thank you so much. It's been wonderful.
Thank
It's
you
been
so
a really good trip.
Thank you.
We're already planning our next trip. Yay!
Yay.